Year he, it's your girl Cassie King, and I'm coming to you live and in color. Make sure that you like, share, comment down below, and subscribe. Most importantly, subscribe. Hit that bell notification so you can be notified every time your girl drop another video so you don't feel left out. If you are new here, it's your girl Cassie King, and what I like to do is what I like to call the Bible Tea Party and or verse of the day. So without further more ado, make sure that you grab your snuggy wuggies, a snacky snack, and a drinky drink because we about to get into some things, child. Now we are going to be doing a Bible tea party in today's video. Now where we left off was Samuel 1, and is a number of things that took place. So basically what happens so far is we get to see how the birth of Samuel was accomplished. So apparently, basically, Samuel's mama, she was basically into it with her sister wife. Basically, her sister wife was always mean to her, very much so hater and mean and nasty to her, or whatever the case may be. So Samuel's mama Hannah, she went to the altar and she was really, really down bad. And even though she was accused of being drunk at the altar, she wanted to clear her name with the priest and let the priest know what it was and what it ain't. Next thing you know, she got on her knees. She prayed for a son. Now we have Samuel. Samuel is now growing into being a young man, and he has been left at the temple. He is dedicated to the temple because Hannah stood on business when it came to what her and God had came to an agreement with. She basically was like, look, you give me a son, I'm gonna do this and that and the third. She gave her the son, so she gave him to God. She never cut his hair, and she made sure that God had him at all times so Samuel can be used. Now guys, we ended off on when Eli, which is the priest, his little raggedy sons cutting up in the church house, taking the offerings for themselves, playing in God's face, stealing from God, and fooling around with them little floozies that be around the church house. You know they supposed to be women of God, but no, the priest sons is turning them into unhonest women. And so God, the HPGOD, you already know he don't play that. He talk about he about to unalive Eli's sons, because that, first of all, we already know what happened to Aaron's son. So we about to see, that's basically where we left off. So we about to see what it's giving. I am really, 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 really scared because we in a new time now. If y'all ain't figure it out by now, then I don't know what's going on. But we in a new time. That all that stealing from the HPGOD in his house, something needs to give. Where is Jesus when you need him? Okay, so yeah, we're gonna go ahead and pick up where we left off, which is 1 Samuel 2, and we're gonna go ahead and pick up on verse 25. Okay, so we're just gonna start from there and go ahead and get started. Thank you guys so much for chiming in. If you are new here, make sure that you like, comment down below. Look at that little link down below where you can see where I'm at, whenever I'm at, and make sure that you guys are participating, engage, comment down below. Let me know how you feeling, what you feeling, how you feeling. If there's a specific book that you guys would like for me to host at the next Bible Tea Party, let me know and I will accommodate you. Okay. Most importantly, subscribe, guys. I really ask you that. If you are viewing this on my TikTok, don't trip. I will be making some highlights for this video as well. So if those of you that have a short attention span, that is fine. I got you. If you want to do any donations, my donation Cash App is also in the link description down below. But most importantly, what I ask for is participation and to subscribe to the channel, okay guys, because that's going to help me. If you bless me, then the Lord will surely bless you. Hello, how you doing, Kevin? Hello, Robert. Hi. Let's go on ahead and get into some things, child. Now we are going to be picking up on 1 Samuel 2 verse 25. All right. So again, what's going on right now is Eli is telling his sons basically, first of all, y'all trifling. There ain't no reason why you should be stealing from the HPGOD. Okay, so he basically letting them know what it is and what it ain't. And then after that, the HPGOD is about to talk to Eli and let him know what he got plans for him. And you already know he planning on unaliving them men. I almost said the N word. God about to let Eli know about his sons. And you know he planning on unaliving them. Okay. So Nito. Nito. You must be a child. Watch your mouth. Okay? Watch your mouth. I'm letting you know now. I'm not the 1, 2, or 3. This ain't that. Watch your mouth. You must be a child. I don't play with kids, and I don't play with not one human being. Watch your mouth. I know you got that keyboard courage, but this ain't that, friend. Okay? Anyways, we're going to pick up on verse 23. So Eli said to his sons, he said, people have told me all about your little wicked things you do. No, my sons, you should not do these terrible things. The Lord's people all complain about you. If you do something bad to another person, God can speak on your behalf. But if you do something bad against the Lord, nobody can speak on your behalf. Eli's sons did not listen to their father. The Lord had already decided to unalive them. The young boy Samuel continued to grow. The Lord was pleased with him, and so were the people. A server of God came and spoke to Eli, and this is what he said. The Lord says, excuse me. We be picking up on verse 27. So God warns Eli about his sons, okay, guys? So this is where the warning fence start coming in. So a servant of God came and he spoke to Eli. And this is what he said. He said, the Lord says, a long time ago, when your ancestors was in Egypt, I showed them myself. And at the time, they were slaves of Egypt's king. I chose your ancestor, Aaron, out of all the tribes of Israel. I chose him and his descendants to be my priests. I chose them to offer sacrifices to my altar, to burn incense, and to wear a special kind of ephod. I also gave them the authority to eat part of the sacrifices and burnt offerings that the Israelites offered to me. But you and your sons do not respect the sacrifices that I have commanded the people to offer in my house. Eli, you give more honor to your sons than you give to me. Your family eat all the best parts of the offerings that the Israelites bring to me, and you have all become fat. So basically, so far it's giving God about to read him fulfilled. God basically said, first of all, when y'all were none but slaves of Egypt, and I told your ancestors that y'all could be my priests, this is what it is and what it ain't. And this is the proper way of how a priest is supposed to receive an offering. But nah, you allowing your sons to play in my face and play in my house. I'm not going for it. Remember where you came from, homie. Because of what you have done, the Lord, Israel's God, says this to you. I promise your family and your ancestors that I will serve. Oh, excuse me. Because of what you have done, the Lord, Israel's God, says this to you. I promised your family and your ancestors that they will serve me as priests forever. But now, the Lord says, That will never happen. I will give honor to people who respect me, but I will curse the people who insult me. So, you and your family will soon come to an end. No one in your family will live to become old men. You will see how trouble comes to my home here. Good things will happen to the Israelite people, but there will never be an old man in your family. One of your descendants may continue to serve me as a priest, but he'll be very sad and his eyes will become weak. Anyone who is born in your family will be unalived when they are young. This will show you that I have said what I have said is true. Your sons, Hophni and Phinehas, will both be unalived on the same day. Ooh. I will choose another priest to serve me, and he'll be faithful, and he'll do everything I want him to do, and I will give him a strong family, and he will serve my chosen king forever. Everyone in your family who continues to live will bend down low on this priest. To this priest. They will ask him for a few coins and a piece of bread, and they will say, "Please help me, the priest, so I can have something to eat." So it's given basically, the HPGOD told him straight up, everybody in their mama finna be unalive very young. Ain't nobody finna get old. Ain't nobody finna have nothing. And since you want to think you all that, I'm about to call y'all out exactly who it is. This ain't no subliminal, no nothing. Hophni and Phinehas, y'all about to be unalived on the same day on contact. I don't even know why y'all thought y'all was finna come over here and steal from me and play with me in my face. I don't even know why you did that. And on top of that, since y'all was supposed to be the bloodline that is supposed to be the priest for me, that stops today. And since you ain't come and you ain't had and since you ain't come, Eli, since you ain't come and tell me about how raggedy your little sons is, you couldn't come and say nothing though. Oh, that mean that you wanna you on the same time they on then, huh? Yeah. Okay. So that's gonna be verse 27 through 36, guys. Moving on, we are in now 1 Samuel 3. Now God speaks to Samuel. Child. And that's what they get. The boy Samuel continued to serve the Lord. Eli, the priest, taught him what to do. In those days, the Lord did not often give his messages to people. He did not often show things to them in visions. Eli's eyes had become weak. He could not see very well. One night, he was sleeping in his usual place. Give me 1 second. I promise you, every time I do the Bible tea party, all of a sudden. The lamp of God was still burning. Samuel was laying down to sleep near the covenant box in the Lord's house. Then the Lord called out to Samuel, and Samuel answered, "Here I am." Real quick, guys. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna write this down. I be hearing my government name sometime. And I'll be like, "Yes, Lord." And I can't figure out what verse it was that was like, say, "Here I am," or Samuel 3 verse 4. Oh, well, wait. Okay. And Samuel ran to Eli and he said, "You called my name? You called my name, here I am." But Eli said, "I did not call your name. Go back and lie down again." So Samuel went and he lay down again. And again the Lord called out, "Samuel." So Samuel went to Eli and he said, "You called my name, here I am." And Eli said, "My son, I did not call your name. Go lay back down." Samuel did Samuel did not know the Lord yet. The Lord had not spoken to him before. The Lord called Samuel's name for the third time. Samuel got up again and he went to Eli. He said, "You call my name again, here I am." And Eli realized that it was the Lord who was calling the boy's name. So Eli said to Samuel, "Go back and lie down again. If he calls your name again, you must say, 'Speak, Lord, I am your servant and I am listening.'" So Samuel went back and he lay down in his place. Samuel 3 verse 9. The Lord came and he stood near Samuel, and he called Samuel's name again, and he said, and as he done before, he said, "Samuel, Samuel." And Samuel said, "Speak, I am your servant and I am listening." So guys, if you ever feel quick, one moment real quick, if you guys ever hear God calling y'all, I know I have. I couldn't remember this verse for nothing. I couldn't remember to save my life, but I always try to say, like, in my head, like, "Yes, God," or whatever the case may be. Write down 1 Samuel 3 verse 9 through 10. And then just write that down. So if you ever hear God talking to you, saying your name or something like that, that's how you want to respond. Then the Lord said to Samuel, "Listen to me. I am ready to do something great among the Israel people. When people hear about it, they will shake with fear. When that day arrives, I will punish Eli and his family in all the ways that I've said. I will start at the beginning and and I will continue to end to the end. I have warned Eli that I will punish his family for all the time. He knew that his sons were doing very bad things. They were insulting me, God, and Eli did not stop them. So I made a strong promise and I said, I will never forgive the sins of Eli's family. No sacrifices or offerings will ever take away those sins." So boom, it's given. God was like, "Okay, I know what I'm about to do." So God was like, "Yo, Samuel, let you know right now, your priest and his bloodline is through." And the reason being is because he had the opportunity to tell his sons what it is and what it ain't, and he didn't do it, so they're through. Ain't nothing gonna change that. Ain't nobody can sacrifice nothing. Can't nobody get on their knees and pray. Ain't nothing gonna change that. Samuel lay down again until the morning. We on 1 Samuel 3 verse 15. Samuel lay down again until the morning. I'm reading the easy version. Then he opened the doors of the Lord's house. He was afraid to tell Eli about the vision that he had received from God. But Eli called out to Samuel, "Samuel, my son," he answered. "Here I am." Eli asked Samuel, what was the message that the Lord spoke to you? You must not hide it from me. God will certainly punish you if you do not tell me everything that he has said to you." Eli. Because why would you try to manipulate that boy into telling you his tea? First of all, he ain't got to tell you what him and God had conversation about, because first of all, the conversation was about you and your raggedy sons. Let's talk about it since you want to know so bad. Talk about he gonna punish you. I'm Samuel. See what I'm saying? The church house, man. I'm telling you, they be trying to. The church house be using a power, that religious statue, to manipulate their servants or whatever, God's servants, God's people. I don't like that. I'm triggered. So I'm gonna say it again. God came, he told Eli, I'm sorry, God came and he told Samuel what it was and what it ain't, what the plan is. When they got up the next day, Eli gonna say, oh, Samuel, you better tell me what God told you, because if you don't tell me what God told you, then he gonna punish you. Nigga, what? I ain't gotta tell you what God told me. I'm Samuel. So Samuel told Eli everything, and he did not hide any of God's message. Then Eli said, the Lord must do what he think is right. The Lord said, the Lord was with Samuel while he continued to grow up. So every message that Samuel spoke became true. In all Israel, excuse me, guys. From the north to the south, everyone realized that Samuel was truly the Lord's prophet. The Lord continued to appear in Shiloh, and he showed himself to Samuel, and he spoke to him there. So now, Samuel, at a very young age, he already started receiving visions. He already was receiving God's words from him. And by the time he started growing up, everything that God had shown him that in his visions were all becoming true. And he's now stepping into his priest role, which is great, because we don't need Eli little raggedy bloodline no more. Y'all, that's how y'all get down. The priest ain't supposed to get down like that. Okay, so boom. Now we are heading into 1 Samuel 4. Okay, guys. But again, if you guys want that nugget, again, if you guys, I'm speaking to the believers at this point. If you want to figure out how to respond to God when you hear him talking to you, that's going to be 1 Samuel 3, verse 9 through 10. Samuel spoke the Lord's message to all the Israelites. The Philistines take God's covenant box now, guys. Okay, the covenant box is God's promise box. It's very, very sacred. It is one of the main things that was used during the time when Joshua did his big one. How they was able to it was like a used to split the river, Jordan River, whatever the case may be. So the Philistines taking the covenant box, definitely a big no. So I'm pretty sure it's about to go down right now. I'm reading this in real time too, guys. Okay. So again, that's 1 Samuel 4. We are on verse the beginning of this chapter. So the Israelites went out to fight against the Philistines. Knew it. The Israelite army put up their tents near the place called Ebenezer. Probably not saying that right. That's E, B as in Bravo, E, N as in Nancy, E, Z as in Zebra, E, R. The Philistine army put up their tents at Aphek. The Philistines went to attack the Israelites. As the battle continued, the Philistines won the fight, and they unalived about 4,000 Israelites. Ooh. So it's given, basically, when they stole that covenant box, the Israelites went down there and got whooped on about their little covenant box. The Israelite soldiers returned to their tents. The leaders of Israel said to each other, why did the Lord let the Philistines win against us today? We should bring the Lord's covenant box here from Shiloh. We will take it with us into battle. Then it will save us from our enemies. Why would y'all go down there without it? So basically it looks like so far right now the Israelites is at war with the Philistines, and they got whooped on. They lost 4,000 men were unalived in the war. And so now they about to take the covenant box to them to war to see if that'll help them win the war, just like how they did, with Joshua and them. So the people sent men to Shiloh and they brought back the Lord's covenant box, and that's where the Lord Almighty sits between the cherubs. So Eli's two sons, Hophni and Phinehas, also came with God's covenant box. They're not even worthy of holding that box. Then the men brought the Lord's covenant box into the place where the soldiers' tents were. When the Israelites saw it, they shouted so loudly that the ground shook. Okay. The Philistines heard the loud noise and they asked each other, what's happening among the Hebrew people? Then they realized that the Lord's covenant box had arrived there. Uh-oh. So basically they at war, they got their dukes up, they into it. They into it real bad about whatever it is they at war with, but they losing, they getting whooped on. So they sent somebody to go get the covenant box, so that way the covenant box is like a symbolism that God is present. And so God will help them win the war against them because they already lost like 4,000 people. And so they were when they saw when they saw them finally arrive with the covenant box, everybody and their mama went to jumping with excitement, and it was like the ground rumbled from everybody being so happy to see the symbolism of God being there with them at war. So they were so the enemies, the ops, they was like, whoa, what's going on? And then they saw that the Israelites people was like, oh, God is here now. We got God now. The ops went to getting scared. So that's going to be verse 7. They were afraid and they said, their gods have come to help them fight. We are in bad trouble. Nothing like this has ever happened to us before. This is terrible. Nobody can save us from the powerful gods. Those gods punished the Egyptians with many bad diseases in the desert. Philistine soldiers, you must be brave. You must fight as strong men. If not, we'll become slaves of the Hebrew people, as they were once our slaves. So be ready to fight bravery. So the Philistines did not fight strongly. So the Philistines did fight strongly, and they won again. They unalived 30,000 Israelite soldiers in the battle. The other Israelite soldiers all ran home. Then the Philistines took the covenant box for themselves. Eli's two sons, Hophni and Phinehas, also were unalived. So it's given, they might have had that covenant box, but God was not with them. Eli hears the news about what happened. So that same day, a soldier of the tribe of Benjamin, he ran from the battle. He ran to Shiloh and he had torn his clothes and he had put dirt on his head. And Eli was sitting in his chair and sat on the side of the road of Shiloh, and he was waiting for the news of the battle. And he was worried about God's covenant box, and he wanted to know if it was safe. When the soldier arrived in the city, he told the people what had happened in the battle. All the people started to cry loudly. So basically, everybody's sad now. It's given, okay, they lost the war and the covenant box. So they like, dang, y'all could at least brought the covenant box back. So now everybody really, really sad. Everybody really, really disappointed about this, including the priest. So Eli heard the people's loud voices and he asked, what is causing all this noise? So the soldier quickly went to Eli to tell the news. And Eli was now 98 years old and he could not see at all. The soldiers said to Eli, I am the man who ran down here today from battle. Eli asked him, what happened, my son? The soldier replied, the Israelites ran away while the Philistines chased them. The Philistines unalived many of our soldiers. Your sons too, Hophni and Phinehas, are unalived. And the Philistines have taken away God's covenant box. Eli was sitting there near the city gate. He was old and fat. When the soldier had spoke about God's covenant box, Eli fell back off his chair. His neck, damn. Excuse me. My bad, y'all. My bad, y'all. Excuse me for that. I didn't mean to curse. I didn't mean to curse during open book. His neck broke and he was unalived. And he had been the leader of Israel's people for 40 years. So basically, what just happened right here was Eli, which was the priest, he like 98 years old now. He old, blind, and fat. Okay. The soldier told him what it was. He was taken aback by it so bad that he fell back and broke his neck. At the time, Phineas' wife was pregnant and she was ready to give birth. She heard the news. He said everybody was going to pass away young. At the time, Phineas' wife was pregnant. She was ready to give birth. She heard the news that the Philistines had taken away God's covenant box. She heard that her husband Phineas and his father Eli were unalived. She heard this news and started to give birth to her baby, but she had a lot of pain. She was about to be unalived. The women who were helping her said, "Do not be afraid. You have given birth to a son." But this did not make her happy. She did not answer them. She called the boy's name Ichabod because she said God's glory has gone away from Israel. And she said this because the Philistines had taken away God's covenant box. And because her husband and his father had been unalived, she said God's glory has gone away from Israel because the covenant box is gone. So one of Eli's sons, his wife, while she was giving birth, she named the baby God Gone. She named the baby God Gone because they had lost that little war. Okay, and all them people passed away. But well, hey, you shouldn't be playing in the church house as leaders, because the leaders were playing in the church house. You get what I'm saying? You're not supposed to play in God's house. You know what I'm saying? You're not supposed to play in God's house. So we are now on 1 Samuel 5. Okay, and we're gonna end it out here. God's covenant box causes trouble for the Philistines. Okay, when the Philistines took God's covenant box, they took it from Ebenezer to the town of Ashdod, and they carried it into the temple of Dagon, their god. They put the box next to the idol of Dagon. The next morning, the people of Ashdod got up early, and they saw that Dagon had fallen down in front of the Lord's covenant box. The idol's face was touching the ground. So they took Dagon and put him back in his place. Uh-oh. Now, we don't do false gods and fake idol worshiping and all of that. The HPGOD don't play that. So I don't even know why they put their covenant box by their little fake god. I don't even know why they did that. So the next morning they got up early and they saw that Dagon had fallen down in front of the Lord's covenant box again. His head and both his hands had been broken off, and they were lying on the step of the temple's door. Only his body remained together. Because of that, even today, Dagon's priest and other people never walk on the step of Dagon's temple in Ashdod. God wasn't playing with y'all. The Lord punished the people who lived in Ashdod. He caused them a lot of pain, as well as the people in the places near Ashdod. And he caused tumors to grow on their bodies. When the people in Ashdod saw what was happening, they said, "The covenant box of Israel's God must not stay here with us. He is punishing us and our God Dagon." So basically, it's giving. First of all, I don't even know why y'all done brought me up over here. This y'all, and then you got this little false god on top of that. I'm about to somebody, and so God went to whooping on them. So the Philistine rulers met together. Ashad's people asked them, "What should we do with the covenant box of Israel's God?" The ruler said, "Take it away to Gath, so that the men took it. Take it away to Gath." So the men took it to that city. After that, they moved the covenant box to Gath. The Lord punished the people in that city too, and he made them all very afraid, and he caused tumors to grow on them in young people as well as old people. So they took the so then they took God's covenant box to Ekron. First of all, give the people that covenant box back. Because every time y'all take the covenant box to this place, that place, everybody in their mama got tumors and suffering and everything else like that. Why is y'all playing with God? Take him back to his people. Take the people they stuck that covenant box back. Y'all already won the war. When God's covenant box arrived in Ekron, the people screamed and they said, "They have brought the covenant box of Israel's God here. They want to unalive us all." Okay, why would you bring that thing up over here? So they called the Philistine rulers to meet together. Ekron's people said to them, "Take away the covenant box of Israel's God, send it back to its proper place. If you leave it here, it will unalive us and all our families." Duh. All the people in the town were afraid to be unalived. So God had already started to punish them a lot. He already went to punishing them. Many people had already was unalived. All the people in the town had tumors on their bodies, so they cried loudly up to the skies for help. I don't know why they took them people covenant box. They should have left the people covenant box alone. Y'all already won the war. Now, not only did you win the war, but now you done went and had all kind of other people unalive. That's not from that bloodline and from that culture. Ain't that? That's a doggone shame. But anyway, guys, so we're going to put a pin in right here. We're leaving off at 1 Samuel 5. Now, this is going to be a long book, but it's okay. God willing, we're going to pick up tomorrow around the same time, which is 1 my time. And we'll just go ahead and pick up from there. It's been an absolute pleasure hanging out with y'all today. Okay. No, but I am so happy that we was able to hang out today. We already did the verse of the day. We've already went through a number of things. I'm happy that we was able to get through our Bible tea party. I'm hoping that you guys were able to pick up on some ism today. We do know how we want to respond when we hear God talking to us. Now I am talking to the believers. And for the neutral and non-believers, yes, God do be talking to us audibly. We can actually hear his voice. Yes, 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 it is true. And if you think I'm lying, you want to head over to 1 Samuel 3, verse 9 through 10. Okay. Also, before I head out, make sure that you guys like, comment down below, engage if you're seeing this on TikTok. Engage. Tell me what it is. Tell me what it ain't. Let me know if there's a book that you guys really want me to host at one of these Bible tea parties, and I'll accommodate you. Make sure that you subscribe to my channel, guys. That's most importantly. That's really, 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 really important to me. Subscribe. Please, would you please? Okay. But yeah, I'm head up out of here, guys. It's been an absolute pleasure. Catch up on all of the other Bible tea parties. You ain't got to watch the whole thing, but definitely go look at some videos for a little bit and comment down below if there's something that I interpret incorrectly, because I'm not perfect. And without further more ado, it's your girl Cassie King, and I am out.